Please wait. May mga kaklase kayong hindi naka-join. Maybe they could not join anymore because the recording has just started. Okay, meron pa din namang nag-join.
Sabi na. Ano sabihin ko? Join kita. Saving ba? Hindi na. Hindi aking join pa nga.
Okay, please please tell your attendance checker in your group or in your class of your attendance this afternoon. And this meeting has been postponed many times because of the power interruption. But that is good because before 2 o'clock today, before 2 o'clock this afternoon, the power has resumed. Okay, so as what I have told you a while back, for those who were not able to log in earlier, that this would be our last discussion in this class. Okay, so this is our third online session, and this is and what we have discussed in the previous sessions and this afternoon session will be the coverage of your take-home test. Okay, so please have your answers in the take-home test original. When we say original, that is coming from you. Okay, kasi hindi naman sa pagmamayabang at hindi naman sa pagmamalaki, your humble representation, your instructor, me, I am talking of myself, knows very well if your answers in the test is copied. Okay? So that's our deal, ha? Kapag hindi kayang i-express sa English yung mga perceptions, kasi based from your own perceptions ang gagawin nating test. This is a closed test, CLOZE, and integration. When we say integration, this is an essay. Pag hindi kayang i-express sa English, Tagalogin. Basta ang importante ay ang importante sa akin ay ang thought ng answer at saka yung substance. Okay? So I am not very strict with the language that you will be using. But syempre, kapag ka-English yung gagamitin, because our medium of instruction in this class is English, then it is expected for you, it is expected that you will use the language that we are using in this class as your responses in the take-home test. Okay? So some of you are sharing one gadget at the same time. So please let the attendance checker in your class know that you are sharing one gadget at the same time. Okay? Because your attendance to the online session is very important since this is included in the computation of giving your grades. Okay. and then the journal. Okay? So wala pa tayong date of collection sa journal kung kailan ko i-collect, but please be ready with it. Okay? And please, as what I have said, ulit-ulit kong sinasabi, please be updated to the group chat that we have created, that we have, since this is the only communication line that is very open to each one of the members. Do you see already the presentation?
No, sir.
Wala po, sir.
So is the presentation visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Is the presentation visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. One more question.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Please
sir.
turn your microphone off. Sino yung palaging naka-on yung microphone? Okay. So, let's start now. So, we have discussed already Articles 1 to 6. And one very, what is this? Substantial in the previous discussion that we had is the goal of this special education. And the goal of the special education is the mainstreaming and
Yes, sir.
yes, the mainstreaming or the integration of these special children to the regular class. So that's the goal why there is a special education. So mini-mainstream ang mga SPED learners natin from special education to the regular classes or regular school. Okay. So Article 7 is all about the personal recruitment, welfare, and development. Okay. So Section 1 of Article 7 says, for the effective implementation of the special education program, the education, welfare, and training of personnel shall be given higher priority. So under 1.1.1, education and work experience of the special education teacher must be, number 1, Bachelor of Elementary Education. So if possible, special. So if there has no applicant for the special education, then that teacher will be sent to training in order for that teacher to become competent special education teacher. Okay. So in order for the competence to become more enriched, then that applicant, if he or she is not specializing or is not specialized in special education, he is sent or he will be sent by the school administration or the school's division superintendent for a training for him or her to become a competent special education teacher. So Bachelor of Science in Elementary or Secondary Education, major in Special Education. Or Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education plus 18 units in Special Education in the graduate level. Okay, so if the teacher has no units in the undergrad, di ba? Undergrad education, then in his or her master's, he or she is specializing SPED, pwede na siyang maging special education teacher. FYI to everyone, FYI, so this is very important. Please note that the salaries of a special education teacher is much higher than the salaries of a regular teacher. Okay? Because a special education teacher 1 is receiving a salary equivalent to teacher 3 of the regular class. Okay? So teacher 1 in the regular education is salary grade 11, while the special education teacher 1 is receiving a salary grade 13 rate. Okay? So a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education plus 16 units in Special Education with 2 years of very satisfactory teaching experience in the regular schools. Okay, so that is very clear. Or he or she is a Bachelor of Science in Elementary or Secondary Education plus 14 units in SPED with 4 years of very satisfactory experience in the regular school. So, pwede pala ang nasa regular schools to become a special education teacher if he or she has a total number of 4 years of very satisfactory experience in the regular schools plus 14 units in SPED. Bachelor of Science in Elementary or Secondary Education plus 12 units in Special Education with 6 years of very satisfactory experience in the regular schools. Pwede ding 12 units lang siya pero 6 years na very satisfactory ang kanyang rating sa kanyang performance. Pero kung halimbawa 14 units siya, may 14 units sa SPED, pwede na ang 4 years lang na very satisfactory rating sa regular schools. Okay. For regional and division supervisors, coordinators, and administrators of special schools and centers, he or she must be a Master of Arts with 18 units in special education of any related field. Okay. So this is for the regional and division supervisors or coordinators or the school administrator handling or managing a special schools or special SPED center. Okay. Civil service eligibility. So there should be a civil service eligibility. And for security of tenure, so please underscore this, for security of tenure of all personnel, possession of an appropriate civil service eligibility is required. When we say security of tenure, yan yung ibig sabihin yan para hindi ka mabahala na ikaw ay matanggal sa serbisyo. Yan yung security of tenure. Kailangan na mayroon kang civil service eligibility or a licensure examination for teachers eligibility. Okay. So personal qualities. So hindi madali na maging special education teacher. So according to the slide, personal qualities of becoming a special education teacher, he or she must demonstrate positive attitude. So positive attitude. Attitude is very, very important in teaching our special education learners. If you have that patience in your hearts, mapasensya ka na. If you wish to become a special education teacher, you have to squeeze thoroughly your patience. If you want to become a successful uh, 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 special education teacher. Positive attitudes, desirable personal values and commitment toward children with special needs. Commitment. I would like to underscore the word commitment. So commitment, if you are really committed to handle pupils or learners with special needs, then you are qualified to become a special education teacher. In the absence of qualified teachers, wait, in the absence of qualified teachers in the division, equivalent experience or training in handling children with special needs and demonstrated commitment shall be considered for appointment. So ang ibig sabihin nito, kapag may equivalent experience ka lang, and then if you demonstrated thoroughly the word commitment and your attitude, right attitude towards work, then you will be considered for appointment as a special education teacher. Teaching and non-teaching personnel working with children with special needs shall be provided with ongoing and various training opportunities to ensure staff competence. Okay. So training. Training ang kailangan nang sa ganon ay ma-enhance pa thoroughly ang inyong competence to become a SPED teacher. So, with ongoing and various training opportunities to ensure staff competence. So, to ensure the competence of a special education teacher, that teacher, if he or she is appointed already as permanent or regular special education teacher, that teacher is being sent to various trainings and seminars for enhancing his or her teaching competence. Okay, next is training programs. Training programs shall be upgraded periodically to emphasize early identification, screening, assessment, and evaluation of children with special needs. It shall include courses in psychology to develop the right attitude towards handicapped persons. Okay, so it is very clear that you should submit yourselves. If you are a special education teacher, you are going to submit yourselves to periodic training so that you could assess the children with special needs kumbaga smoothly. So smooth yung ating pag-a-assess if that certain child is really a special child. Okay? Yun. The hiring rate of special education teachers shall be at least 2 ranges higher than that of regular teachers. So ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? The hiring rate of special education teachers shall be at least 2 ranges higher than that of regular teachers. The regular teacher, if you want to become a regular teacher, that is salary grade 11, while the salary rate of SPED teacher is salary grade 13. So this is right. Tama, di ba? So 2 ranges higher. 1.6, incentives shall be given to special education personnel through the following. Master teacher position when they meet the requirements. Yun. Madali ditong maging master teacher kapag na-meet nyo lang ang mga required documents to be submitted to the central office for upgrading your salary. Awards for consistent outstanding performance for the last 3 years. Okay, so if you are outstanding, if your annual performance or periodic performance is outstanding for 3 consecutive years, then you might be promoted as master teacher. Kasi madaling-madali lang dito ang promotion, kaya lang mahirap magkaroon ng outstanding rating sa performance. Okay? Kasi hindi lang ang school principal ang nagre-rate sa performance ni Sped teacher, kung hindi kasama yung committee, yung rating committee or the performance rating committee, kasama yan. Lima sila na magbibigay ng rating kay Sped teacher. So paano i-rate si Sped teacher? The Sped teacher will prepare his or her portfolio for assessment. Priority and recommendations to related scholarships and fellowships. So yun, kailangang merong pang scholarships and merong fellowships. So when we say fellowship, that is convention, yung mga fora, na summit, yun. Yung mga ina-attendan ni Sped teacher. If the Sped teacher is consistently a resource speaker for regional in-service trainings or division in-service training related to his field, then madaling-madali lamang siya na ma-promote to master teacher. Attendance to conferences or observations of special education programs in countries with more advanced programs in special education. So ang grabe yung standard, grabe yung hinihingi if the special education teacher will seek promotion to a master teacher position. Okay? So is that clear to you? The hiring of a special education teacher. Okay, let's move to the next. Okay, so Article 9 is the administration and supervision. So how is the special education school will be administered or supervised? Paano? So syempre iba ito. Iba yung mga learners na kinikater. So ibang pamamaraan din ng pag-administer or pag-supervise ng klase. So according to Section 1, the Ministry of Education. So this is not anymore Ministry of Education. The Department of Education, Culture, and Sports shall have overall responsibility for the administration and supervision of special education in the country. The Bureau of Elementary Education through the Special Education Division shall provide leadership and guidance over the special education program for learners with special needs in elementary level. Okay, so that is clear. So, sino yung magpo-provide ng leadership and guidance para doon sa elementary level? So, the Bureau of Elementary Education. While the Bureau of Secondary Education and the Bureau of Higher Education shall likewise establish a division or unit that shall provide, that shall provide similar functions and responsibilities over learners with special needs in their respective levels. So, ipinaubaya na sa secondary education, Bureau of Secondary Education and the Bureau of Higher Education yung pag-i-establish ng mga pag-provide ng similar functions in order for that level to be supervised and administered. Okay. Until such divisions or units are established, the said bureaus shall send a representative to an ad hoc group based at the Bureau of Elementary Education to facilitate the administration and supervision of the special education program in these upper levels. Okay. So when we say ad hoc, ito yung emergency group. Ito yung grupo na agad-agad binubuo upang nang sa ganon ay ma-augment yung need ng isang organization. Okay. The Special Education Division shall provide supervisory and consultative services to assist regional and division offices develop and expand their program and to ensure quality and continuity of services. It shall meet these responsibilities through the following main functions. Okay, so eto na yun. Dapat ay ma-meet itong mga responsibilities na ito. Number one is the provision of a broad framework and minimum standards for use in establishing and maintaining field programs for children with special needs. So yun, hindi ito madali. Hindi madali. So the administration should establish and maintain field programs for children with special needs. Okay? So yun. So kailangan meron siya nito, and then kapag ka nakabuo na siya ang administration ng naka-establish na nitong field programs for children under Sped, then it will be submitted to higher offices for approval. Supervision of programs for children with special needs. It shall provide assistance in planning, establishing and maintaining such programs, and for the interpretation of the needs. So who will interpret the needs of the administration? It's the higher offices. If the school, halimbawa, yung school lang natin dito, I am talking of the school here in the city division, ang Jose Zorbito Senior Elementary School, the administration shall maintain such program in order for the higher offices, for the school's division office to interpret their needs. Okay? Ano ba yung mga needs ng school? Ano pa yung mga kulang? Okay? So kailangan ang halimbawa yung mga rubber mats o yung mga rubber wall. Kasi dapat naka-rubber wall ang mga dingding ng silid-aralan sapagkat to protect the learners if they have a tantrums attack. Kasi madaling malimit magka-tantrums yung mga mayroong special needs na mga kabataan natin. So ito yung ginagawang pamamaraan upang maprotektahan sila sa anumang aksidente. Okay? The development and validation of protocol, instructional materials for children with special needs, and the consultation and coordination of services with other divisions and bureaus within the MEX. Hindi na ito MEXA, ito ay DepEd na ngayon, and with other national and public and private agencies for the proper development and maintenance of programs in special education. Okay. So, the sustainability of the school programs as far as special education is concerned shall be consulted and shall be coordinated with the other divisions and bureaus within the Department of Education. So kailangan na ang administration, ang school administration headed by a school principal in a school wherein a special education class is offered, other higher offices shall be properly communicated with their plans, with their programs that they are having in their school. Okay? The The implementation of these 4 functions shall be carried out by the Special Education Division in the following ways. Okay ha, ito na, yung implementation of the 4 functions. Number 1 is the provision of a broad framework and minimum standards. So there should be a broad framework. So ibig sabihin, malawakang framework yan, na, and minimum standards na gagawin ng school na mayroong special education. The development of policies and guidelines to serve yan, walang S, to serve as a guide for the field in establishing and maintaining programs for children with special needs. Development of policies and guidelines. Okay. So, kailangang mayroong policies and guidelines yung eskwelahan. So, tinan ninyo ang rason kung bakit dapat mayroon silang policies and guidelines para ma-maintain ang mga programa para doon sa ating kabataan na naka-enroll sa Sped. Cooperation with public and private agencies to ensure the development of all services in the best interests of gifted and handicapped children. Cooperation with public and private agencies. Okay. So, the private agencies or the non-government organizations shall be properly communicated also by the school, okay, and then the government offices. Just like, for example, the Sped Center of Assessor Bito should inform the non-government organization and the government organization, especially the local government unit of Masbate City, in order for them, the GO and the NGO, to have an easy facilitation of what they are going to do and what they could offer to the school offering SPED classes. Okay? So cooperation with public and private agencies is a must. Okay? So kailangan na mag-cooperate si public and private agencies in the locality for the development and of all the services to the best interest of the children enrolled in special education. Why? Because meron tayong mga, napakarami nating mga, lalong-lalo na yung mga bata na diagnosed as, tawag dito, with autism, diagnosed with autism. Yan yung tinatawag nating, pardon me for the term, autistic na mga kabataan. Mayroon silang mga interests, self-interests, and they are gifted with one skill only. Kapag magaling siyang mag-paint, naandyan yung kanyang attention dyan. Nakatuon dyan sa painting na yan. Hindi niya yan titigilan unless na ma-perfect niya na. So yan yung mga kabataan na mayroong na-diagnosed with autism. Mayroon silang sariling interests and they are gifted with what is this? Talent. Innate talent. Halimbawa, ang bata ay magaling. Mayroon ng estudyante dyan sa Jose Sorbito. Last year ay grade 2 siya. Ngayon siguro grade 3 kung nakapasa. Kung if the child has met the minimum requirements, the competencies in the next higher level, then he or she could be passed in the next higher level pag ma-met na niya ang mga competencies sa present grade niya, sa current grade niya. Ang galing-galing kumanta. Kung ano yung style ng kanyang iniidolong singer, yun din ang style niya. His favorite is Josh, his favorite is yung kumanta ng sino bang kumanta niyan? Beautiful and sweet.
Sir, sa Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yun ang kanyang idol. So hindi niya yung tinitigilan hanggat hindi niya talaga ma-fully magaya si Ed Sheeran. Okay? So yun ang mga pupils or learners with diagnosed with autism. Kasi yung autism kasi ay categorized into three. Meron tayong mild, meron tayong moderate, at saka meron tayong severe autism. Kapag ka-severe, yun, sobrang ano talaga, sobrang mayroong physical handicap talaga si bata. Okay, kapag ka-mild, yun. Grabe yung interest nila. Kahit na nga severe yung bata severe with severe autism, meron pa rin siyang field of interest. Minsan kinakalikot niya yung halimbawa yung cellphone, alam niya ang kapag binigyan naman ng cellphone, alam niya kung ano yung pupuntahan niyang application. Okay, so yun. So nakakatakot nga kung halimbawa may kasama ka sa bahay na mayroong ganyan, tapos nakuha yung cellphone mo, baka nag-post na sa My Day mo ng kung ano-ano. Kung kaya dapat ang cellphone mo ay mayroong syempre mabigat na password so that it could be protected. Okay? So collaboration with other divisions and bureaus with the Ministry or Department of Education for the proper development and maintenance of programs. Preparation of bulletins, guides, and memoranda relative to special education and development and coordination of policies and procedures relative to the preparation and monitoring of programs, reports to the Director of the Bureau of Elementary Education. So yun. The supervision of programs for children with special needs, this is basically the responsibility of the regional and division offices. The supervision. It shall be carried out through the following means. So the supervision of the programs for children with special needs is done by the regional and division offices. So by means of encouraging schools to initiate and develop programs for children with special needs. Okay, so meron talaga niyan. Assist schools in the identification and diagnosis of such children. The Division of Special Education shall encourage schools to conduct vision screening programs and to follow up these programs by requiring that the students who are identified as having vision problems be referred to a qualified eye specialist specialist for accurate diagnosis. Okay. So, yun. Halimbawa sa isang eskwelahan, mayroong mga na-identify si teacher sa regular school ha, may mga na-identify si teacher na mga bata na hindi na kayang magbasa sapagkat napakataas na ng grado ng kanyang mga mata. So, this should be, that pupil must be referred to the special education school so that the problem must be addressed outright. Okay? So yun ang kailangan. Example lamang yan, doon yan sa mga mayroong visual impairment. Okay. So, end of the slideshow. So it means to say that our discussion has ended already and we have done so far how many articles? 9 articles for the policies and guidelines for special education. So let us go back to the first article. So article 1 is all about the child with special needs, children with special needs. So ayan ang nakalagay. So please underscore this. These words, integration and mainstreaming. So this is the ultimate goal of special education. The integration or mainstreaming of learners with special needs into the regular school system and eventually to the community. Okay. So ito na yung mga definition and the scope. Tapos yung sinabi ko sa inyo na yung sa Article 3 naman ay ang coverage nito ay yung identification at saka screening and assessment of children with special needs. Okay, so what are assessed, what are screened, and what are evaluated? So these are the physical aspect of a child, the psychosocial aspect of a child, and then the educational aspect of a child. So under Article 4, this is the school admission and organization of classes. Only children with special needs shall enjoy or shall be admitted to the formal, shall be admitted to Sped schools. Okay? Hindi yung masabi, ay, bagan may diferensya kanina na akong anak, kaya namin kay bagan dili nakabati. So ipa-enroll ko ini sa Sped. Dili lang kay irog sana ang ginahimo san and magiging decision sa ginikanan. But I am reiterating this to you that these children with the special needs is are carefully assessed in the Sped schools. Okay. So the Article 5 is all about the curriculum content and instructional strategies and materials. So there are how many in the Sped Sped programs or school offering Sped programs. So this the curriculum is the modified curriculum. The curriculum used by the schools offering Sped program is the modified curriculum. So the modified curriculum is the curriculum prescribed for regular children with certain adaptations to meet the needs of special children. And the special curriculum also. So these two curriculum, the modified curriculum and the special curriculum, are the curricula used in special education classes. To have that is used in the schools offering Sped programs. So what are the curriculums? Modified curricula, I mean, modified curriculum and special curriculum. The regular curriculum is the curriculum prescribed for regular children. Article 6, organization patterns. So ito na yung So mayroon tayong tinatawag dito under Article 6, the integration or mainstreaming, meron tayong partial integration and then the full integration. So pinaliwanag ko na yan sa inyo. So there are two kinds of teachers in handling special education classes, the itinerant teacher and the special education teacher. So when we say itinerant teacher, he or she is a traveling teacher. So lumilipat siya ng community na kung saan mayroong pupils who need special help. Article 7 is all about the school plant and facilities, or the location of the, what is this, Sped center in a school. Okay. So ayun, sinasabi na yung mga steps shall be taken to remove architectural barriers and within buildings or the walkways or the corridors to enhance mobility of disabled persons. Yan, para wala dili sila mapangkog. Kung magkarara naman, magdaralagan, dapat wala sa mga barriers. So Article 7 is all about personnel recruitment, welfare, and development. Okay. Article 8. So, na-skip natin siguro. May na-skip natin ang Article 8. So please bear with me. My apology. After the midterm exams, we will be tackling Article 8 kasi yun ang naiwan. Article 9 is all about administration and supervision. Okay. So yun. So if you have taken pictures of the slides that I have flashed to you, then you could respond to your midterm examinations, to your midterm exams to be given to you by me, of course. Wala namang ibang magbibigay ng midterm kung hindi ako. Okay, anyway, please, what is this? Please be relaxed on the midterm exams because I am not the type of an instructor or teacher who is giving a very difficult examination na hindi suited sa inyong kumbaga learning ability. Okay? Okay. So do you have any questions or queries para maklaro na natin? Please type in your questions in the chat box. Babasahin lang natin. Sabi ni Christian Lance Liorca, Darwin, sa special na lang kita matukdo. Okay, pwede kasi kulang yung teachers natin handling special children. Kailangan lalaki, kaya minsan may mga tantrums na mga bata na mga mataba. Dili na kaya-kaya sa mga babae. So ang lalaki lang ang makarestling. Digad. Bawal inaha, bawal din na sinda padapatan sa masabi kumiton mo unano. Kay may ano na sinda igwan na sandasan, magkakaigwasan what is this? Trauma. Okay. So do you have any clarifications so that your queries or yung pag-agam-agam ninyo must be addressed here, will be addressed immediately here? Kasi hindi na natin yan masasagot kapag after this discussion ay mayroon pa kayong nasabi na mga hiringaw-hingaw na masabi na ito kay wala kasabot, answer. Kung ano yung inyong if you have gloomy thoughts, then it should be aired right here in the platform. Okay, so that it could be addressed immediately. Sir, may mga rules man na ginasunod ang teacher sa pag-handle sa special child according to Christian Lance Liorca? Of course, there are several rules in handling children with special needs, especially if the child or if the children has tantrums. Alam nila yan kasi what is this? Mayroong training in handling or in caring children with special needs. Kasi may variant yan eh. Hindi lang yung bata na diagnosed na may autism, kung hindi lahat yan. Meron tayong visually impaired, meron tayong syempre ang pag-guide sa na bata, meron tayong mga hearing impaired students, o yun. So there are several rules in handling or in caring children with special needs. So dinidiscuss yan sa teacher during the in-service trainings that the teacher has attended. Okay? Sabi ni Jusdado, kami man ni Rakim, sir, na-realize na mo na Kailangan sa mga special children, ang pareho naman na soon to be dedicated teachers. Wow, soon to be dedicated teachers. Ang sarap namang pakinggan. Sana all, sabi sa mga millennials. Sana all dedicated. Okay? Sana ang exam, sir, sabi ni Angel Rose. Your exams will be sabi ko kanina during the opening salvo when before we have started the discussion, there was an announcement made by me that you have to be updated always in the group chat, because I am going to post important announcements these coming days in the group chat. Okay? So most likely on Friday or on Monday, I will be posting the midterm results. Thank you for teaching us, sir, maski malisod, lalo na sugad na panahon. Happy Teachers Day po. So let us always pray that everything will be back to normal this January, and let's pray that we will have a nicer and better New Year comes 2021. Sana naman yun din ang pinipray ng karamihan, na sana ay mabalik na sa dati yung sitwasyon. Because ibang-iba talaga kapag mayroong face-to-face na interaction with students. Kahit na nga sa public schools kami, as supervisors of curriculum and instruction, we find it very hard to monitor schools, especially now that our schools are ghost schools. Why? Because there are no children. There are no children present in the school today. So nakakamiss, makamimingaw kanina. We have attended the first flag ceremony in our area of supervision. I chose Restituta Medina Elementary School or in Bingay to be present there, because it's one of the schools under my supervision. So I attended the flag ceremony, and it was attended only by the teachers. Parang magkaka-experience ka ng goosebumps, nangingirabo, because the teachers are not used, and we are not used seeing schools without children. Buhay ang school kapag mayroong mga bata. So there is a psychosocial effect to everyone, especially the teachers, including myself as supervisor. There is really a psychological effect of what is happening now in our educational system. Nakakalungkot, pero kinakailangan we have to be very resilient in the situation that we are experiencing right now, because we do not know when it will end, but there's no impossible in prayers. Okay? Thank you and God bless, sir. Happy Teachers Day, sir. Thank you so much sa imo, sir, na super dedicated mag-teach sa amon. So, ito nga is kapag sa online class, I am very well kumbaga in touch, and kung pwede lang na lahat tayo ay kumbaga makasulod lang dito sa laptop or sa iyo gadget, tapos magkirita kita matahom-tahom sa pamatsyag, but the situation doesn't permit us. The situation is so different from the situation that we had last year or last semester. Okay, but we cannot do it otherwise because of the pandemic. But sabi nga natin, no amount of pandemic will hinder your right to education. Okay. So yun, nakakamiss yung dati na magulo yung mga estudyante, lalong-lalo na sa elementary, because we are assigned in the elementary grades, supervising elementary schools, but we cannot do otherwise. Kasi nga, Ay nako. But sabi ko nga, there's no impossible in prayers if we will be united in prayers always, then I am very hopeful that this new year, this January 2021, everything will be in proper place. Everything will be in place again. Okay? So, I think everything was very clear to you. The discussion was very clear because there's no questions here in the chat box. There's no posted questions in the chat box. Okay, so please show off your faces. Turn on your cams. Turn on your cams for your cams lang ha. Don't turn on your audio. Turn on your cams for the validation of this session because this will be sent to Liceo de Masbate Facebook page. Pero maganda man lang ano kung ada sa balay may naka topless. Si Martin, tapos may naka sando lang, chill lang. Si Jake, okay lang 'yon. Ayun kaalo Jake nakita na. And ayun na ang kagandahan nga ni sa online. An important din lang the most important factor na you are kumbaga listening thoroughly to the discussion. Okay. Show off yourselves na ha because I'm going to take pictures. Damo na wara. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your indulgence and thank you for your participation. Thank you for
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Jake,
sir.
Jake, magaling ka sa walay. Jake,
Salamat
naging
sa
mo kanina pa, Jake.
Sige,
bye-bye. God bless
makarada kami.
everyone.
Jake, magaling ka sa walay.
Happy World Teachers Day to one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Tatin, magtarikoy.
Thank you, sir. Oh, ang dami, ang dami.
Balik ka na, Tatin.
Oh, ang
Online
dami.
rambulan, online rambulan.
Sino, Jake?
Si Katin.
Jake, Paxi, dali na.
Shout
Jake,
out kay
ungi.
Paxi. Ungi.
Jake, ongi.
Jake, gali.
Kuya Bernie, lada ka mo.
Tag, galing nila. Dali mo tayo, baboy.
Darwin, hain ka.
Uy,
Ay,
Wala na,
Darwin.
Araso,
Ano? Relax lang kami. Relax lang kami.
Ayos ka man. Naga-online class na naga-movie. Sana all.
Joke lang. Wala, kaka-off ring off naman. Kaka-replay na sila. Kaka-play lang yung nakapost.
Datatin.
Ano
Kita lang
po?
yung si Kuya mo.
Dali. Buwing mo naman. Dali yung na si Kuya.
Kuya, buling lang makas.
Naman Kuya, tayo ka naman.
Wala natin si Kuya. Di pa? Oy, Darwin, pamayhon mo, pakita.
kanina pa ako.
May nakikita naman si Lens na yan. Bilig naman si Lens. Parang takin na ko.
Dati naman.
Liga! Hey!
Bakit rin?
Abila!
Hello!
Abila, hain ka.
Oh,
Nakita nila ni Lens. Yay! Gaya pa sikat ng Jaren.
wait.
Talaga po, Edsel.
Sige na lang, kamu na lang din, Andrea. Kamu na lang na mabilin. Maot na kami.
Sana all. Ito na, nag-arout man kayo. Ito na.
Ito, balak.
Gago!
One on one.
Gago! Wala. Reset!
Binihiling kita na doon.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.